Probiotics. Have you taken them? I've tried them before. You've tried
like
them as
kombucha,
well.
right, sure.
You know, the probiotic supplement industry, because of that, is really booming.
Well, the pills, powders, and gummies are often marketed as an easy way to keep your gut healthy, but some studies actually are finding that some of these live microorganisms could actually disrupt healthy functions. Anahad O'Connor is a columnist for the Washington Post Well+Being section and is reporting on the issue. Anahad, explain what might actually go wrong in the body when people are taking probiotics.
Yeah, absolutely. So probiotic supplements are part of a multi-billion-dollar industry, and they're marketed as a way to boost your gut health and improve your gut microbiome. But the problem is that your gut microbiome consists of trillions of microbes, and like any ecosystem, they really rely on balance and lots of strains and species that work together and compete against one another. And when you take a probiotic supplement, you could be disrupting that balance. And studies show you could actually reduce your microbial diversity. And you want a high level of microbial diversity that's associated with longevity, and it lowers your risk of a lot of different chronic diseases like diabetes and weight gain and obesity. And so studies have shown some surprising findings that taking these probiotic supplements, which contain beneficial bacteria, can actually lead to a sort of imbalance and a reduction in your microbial diversity.
And those studies are really key because we can't see what's going on, right? So we can only judge if probiotics work for us based on how we feel and if our digestive system is more healthy. I know that many people take probiotics to really offset what can be the negative impact from taking antibiotics. So tell us more about what the research shows about what actually happens, because I understand this is not an industry with a lot of regulations either.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really important to point out that what studies seem to be showing is that the effects of probiotic supplements vary tremendously from one person to the next. They can be beneficial in one person and potentially harmful in another person. And what we know is that there are definitely cases where it can make sense to take a probiotic supplement. You mentioned antibiotics, and studies have found that probiotic supplements can lower some side effects of antibiotics, like they can help prevent diarrhea. There are other gastrointestinal disorders where a probiotic can be helpful. For example, irritable bowel syndrome, they can help with that, or inflammatory bowel syndrome. They can prevent traveler's diarrhea. But if you're a generally healthy adult and you're buying into this, hype or marketing claims that take a probiotic, it's going to boost your gut microbiome, that really hasn't been shown to be the case. And you could be doing some harm unless you have, one of these very specific cases that have been shown in studies to, where there's benefit of probiotics. And there's actually been a study where they took a group of people and gave them antibiotics for a week, and then gave them probiotic supplements, thinking that the probiotic supplements would help to rebalance their gut microbiomes. And that's actually not what they found. They found that people who took the antibiotics and then were left on their own, their gut microbiomes actually recovered and returned back to normal within a few weeks. But the people who took the probiotic supplements, their gut microbiomes actually did not return to normal at all within the 5 months of the study. And they actually had lower microbial diversity. So they're trying to figure out why that is. And then there have been other studies showing that when they give people probiotic supplements, some people see benefits like reductions in blood pressure and their triglyceride levels. But then with the same probiotic supplement, other people see a worsening of their metabolic health. They see increases in blood sugar and their insulin levels.
So
it's not really clear why.
Yeah, given that it sounds like the research that you've been looking into shows that for some people this stuff works, for some people it actually has detrimental effects. Is there a way that people who are concerned about their gut flora can actually maintain a healthy gut, either without probiotics, or I remember being told that the best way to keep your body healthy is to ingest not supplements or vitamins, but through your food. So what about things like kombucha, yogurt, those other things that are supposed to have probiotic elements to it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. So, first off, if you're someone who's been prescribed an antibiotic, or you have a gastrointestinal disorder where you think a probiotic supplement might make sense, then you should really talk to your doctor to figure out if it will actually benefit you, and if so, which brand or product you should take. But for generally healthy adults, there's been these other ways that have been, really proven to boost your gut microbiome and your gut health, which is number one, eating a fiber-rich diet with lots of plants, because our gut microbes thrive on fiber. That is the food, that food is their fuel. Okay. And they actually use the fiber and they turn that into beneficial compounds. And number two, fermented foods they actually contain probiotics. They're sort of like nature's probiotic.
That's right.
And
Eat
they have all these other beneficial compounds. Yes,
eat your kimchi.
Sauerkraut, kefir. Yeah, so fiber-rich diet and then fermented foods.
All right, Anahad O'Connor, thank you so much.
Thank you.